Alright, welcome back to another episode of Chalk and Cheese. I'm Dan, this is Chase, and today we're going to talk coaching techniques.
Well, what I wanted to sort of get into with this topic, Gilmore, is coaching techniques, but in regards to coaches that haven't played the game at a high level, but then become successful. And I sort of wonder if that is because they haven't played at a high level that they can communicate what they want the players to do and the players can do it.
Yeah.
Or if you have been a coach who's played at a high level, that you just expect the players to be able to do what you want them to do and then can't sort of dumb down your game plan. Because I always think they talk about well, Jordan's not a coach, but he sort of runs the Hornets, and the franchise has been terrible for 20 years now. And they always say, like, he can't pick any player, like when they do their draft and stuff. And is it because he was so good that when he sees someone, he just expects them that, I don't know, they'll be able to develop quicker, that they'll be able to do what he wants to do, and they just can't. And if you look at our NRL, AFL, and we go back the last 4 or 5 years and we look at the premiership winning coaches, I think Hardwick played at a pretty good level. Did Clarkson play? Well, Hawks haven't won in a while, but I don't think Clarkson. Did Clarkson play at a high level?
I don't know.
And then, Melbourne. Oh,
Yeah, Craig McRae. So he played. So
but they haven't won one yet. So get them.
But that whole Lions, so Lepich, Voss, Craig McRae. Well, not Craig McRae, but
Scott Brothers.
Lepich and Voss, they all went into coaching almost straight out of playing, and they didn't find success. So I think there's an element there where if you play at a high level, it doesn't necessarily translate.
Yeah.
And then those guys just got thrown to the Lions den, pun intended, to coach the Lions and just got eaten alive.
Yeah.
And everyone was just going after him. But I'm like, you can't really expect someone who's been playing the game for that long to be able to just translate that into winning as a coach.
See, I'd be interested, and I don't know how it works, but to be in a coach's interview where they, like the board's interviewing the coach and asking him what their questions and stuff, because it's like the board goes, he was successful playing, he'll be successful coaching.
Yeah.
Because some coaches that get jobs, and in my English Premier League at the moment, we sort of got the Liverpool generation, and Chelsea, where Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard, they were good players, England players, internationals, started getting into coaching and getting their jobs, and they keep getting jobs. Keep getting jobs, and maybe they've been successful in the lower leagues or the second tier of English football, but when they've got to the top, they haven't done anything. So why do they keep getting jobs? Is it their name?
Yeah, I think to an extent it is the name. And if people can't lock in the coach they want someone to be able to sit there in the interim and be popular.
Yes,
they only need to be popular for a season because they go, look who we got. He's this type of player. He's won all these leagues. So they get him in and everyone's happy for a little bit. And then when they don't translate it into wins, then they want ahead. But that sort of gives the club a time to go after the coach they actually want and put a plan together.
Like if we look at our NRL, right, if we think of the top coaches in NRL for the last 20 years and you go, Bennett, Bellamy, Trent Robertson for Roosters.
Yeah.
And Ivan Cleary's played at a high level. So if you look at those
all those guys have played first grade.
Played, but he was... Bennett played first grade. But I always,
he
was
did,
a scrawny winger. But
the thing is, who remembers his playing career?
Yeah. See, I think Ivan Cleary had a decent one playing with the
Raiders.
Well, yeah, and I think he played Warriors and he was a decent kicker. So I think he sort of bucks that trend in the NRL.
Yeah.
So it shows you can be sort of successful if you have played the game at a high level. But I think he's more the exception than the rule. Because even NBA, like we look at NBA, I don't
Derek
know
Fisher.
But he wasn't successful.
Yeah.
Fisher was successful. Even Lukey Walton, that his dad was a good NBA player. He got the job at the Lakers.
Exception is Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr, yep. Yeah. Oh. So
but I think the biggest... If you're a good player, it doesn't necessarily mean you won't be a good coach, but there needs to be a time away from the game as a player to change gears.
Yeah.
Because you go from being a player where you're told everything and everything is laid out for you and you're responsible for one position on the field and you don't even care if you're a mid or a forward. You don't care what the backs are doing really or understand. You're just going to where you should be going. But as a coach, you need to take care of everyone, and then be a personable coach, so people like you and get along with you and listen to you. And then you've got all the coaching staff underneath, so it's a completely different role.
Yeah.
But I think if people can translate that in their apprenticeship or whatever they call it when they go to be an assistant coach or a forwards coach or something.
Yeah.
I think the fact that they've played at a high level will definitely help them. But you also look at how the game evolves.
Yeah.
Like it's from when the Lions won the premiership in early 2000s to now, the game is so much faster. The skill level is so much higher.
Yeah.
So you got to constantly be evolving. But I think playing well can be a good foundation for that.
See, I don't know. I think maybe, and this is just my opinion. I don't know if playing well probably leads to you being a good assistant somewhere. Because a lot of those are good assistants somewhere. And even Trent Barrett at the moment. Good NRL player, Origin, Australia.
Yeah.
Every head coaching job he's taken, he's struggled at.
Yeah.
But when he's an assistant, they always talk about he's attacking, like if he's an assistant attacking coach, the attacking he organizes. But as soon as he gets to the coaching, he can't.
Well, the thing is, the assistant coach is never in the media.
Yeah.
So they can sort of be left alone in their cubicle, work on their X's and O's, and be extremely successful in that job. So they think, all right, well, he's good at that. Surely all he has to do is learn how to run a good defense, and he'll be a good coach. And then they just implode, and then nothing comes out of it, which is frustrating.
Then even if we sort of look at coaching styles, I wonder, like, you see, just before we started, we were talking about it. You said how coaches coach from the sideline in an AFL game when the field's 150 meters, or they up on high so they can see.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the time, the coaches have final say.
Yeah.
But they leave it up to their assistants or whoever they have designated to their job to inform them, and they go, "Oi, we're struggling in our back line.
Yeah.
This person has
I think the biggest reason for the sideline coach, you see it like Clarkson not at the moment, but over the last month, Fagan. So when they get the young players, they need they need someone to talk to, and they can't be so removed from the process because maybe they're not mature enough or been in the league long enough for it to be like a part of their DNA.
Yeah.
So when they have a crap 3 minutes and they get subbed off, it can be very isolating just picking up that phone call and someone.
Yeah, I was going to say,
someone
I
just
wonder if
blasting
it's the phone,
you.
because when you think about it, when you're talking to someone on the phone and you go, I want you to do this, this, how do you know that player's taking it in compared to looking at them and going, you probably get a better feel as a coach going, hey, I need you when we're in the back line to do this, and your player's eyes are like, I don't know.
Maybe there's a bit more conviction or something when it's in person.
Yeah.
But I think it's when you're on the sideline, it's a lot easier to just have comments and running commentary with the 4 people or 5, however many people you got on the bench. And you can sort of get maybe a little bit more synergy between everyone rather than you drop the ball, you should have kicked it out there, that's the phone call.
Yeah.
But the thing is, in the player's mind, he might be thinking about other things.
Yeah, because it'll be interesting, like you see Bellamy up in his box and he gets himself worked up. And I wonder if that's why he doesn't go down on the sideline. Like, I don't think you as a player, and you know it, like a lot of the players when they mess up, they know. But then you see your coach fuming and walking backwards in the thing, you're probably like,
see, I'd be in the box for that reason.
Yes.
I'm like, the players don't need to see me go off their handle.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't think you can do both well. Be a personable person on the sideline.
Yeah.
And hold all that anger and anxiety in.
Because you sort of watch Bellamy having his spats, and then you see Bennett.
Yeah, Bennett's got nothing.
Who doesn't move, doesn't smile.
But to Bennett's credit, I think he's turned it on a little bit when he's gone to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
He seems like I don't know, I think he knows he's near the end and he's sort of enjoying.
Having a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Because that's when you talk about the main 2 coaching styles of where sometimes I think a coach can be really good at coming up with the game plan and have an idea of what he wants to do to win a game. But if you can't get it through to your players, it's never going to work.
Yeah.
And Bennett seems to be, I don't even know if he talks about a game plan, but he just gets the players all
just buying in.
Believing they can do anything on the field, and they do their job and they win. And then I think Bellamy wants his players doing what he tells them. So when he does it, and both have shown to sort of be successful. So and I was watching this. was it the NBA Finals, and they were just talking of the new generations of players coming through, where you can't actually say something negative to them.
Yeah.
They sort of struggle with it, and you've got to be more the shoulder to cry on for them, or the compassionate figure to them, because they can't handle.
Well, yeah.
And I was like, "Ooh, that's going to be interesting." Like Bellamy showed he's been successful for 20 years, and he still is. So they obviously there's something in training and in their meetings that the players just agree with and are able to do.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think success helps.
Yes.
Success helps you to get over it.
Yeah.
If you're a young player and someone's yelling at you, you just take a long, hard look and think, is this somewhere I actually want to be? And most of the time, you don't see too many people leaving disgruntled from that club because they're getting yelled at or the standards are too high.
Because, I think that's where sort of the next generation of coaches that are coming through will win over the young coaches. Because they were talking about even like Kyler Murray and all the NFL guys at the moment, NBA, they're training and they're going up and playing their Xbox and COD and all this. And they were going on about why he doesn't do his homework or his screen time studying the game. And the players that are coming through just might not do that as much.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the coaches then deal with those sort of personalities, because if you're not doing the job at home that, especially a game like NFL does, you might not have as much study in soccer. But those dudes need to know, they reckon their playbooks are just crazy.
Yeah.
And you need to know it sort of in and out. And if you're that player that's supposed to know it and you're not, as a coach, I don't know, like the amount of struggles now that we're sort of getting with people's mental health from work.
Yeah.
When they're at you know what I mean? When you're at a $70,000 job, dude, 8 to 5, and people don't want to do, and these players are getting 20, 30 million, and if they're not doing it, I don't know, should a coach be able to, that'll be one, should a coach be able to say what he wants to players?
Well, that's like whether it comes down to the halftime spray.
Yeah.
Because some coaches will just, you see them in the sheds and they're just absolutely tearing into the team.
Yeah.
Does it work? I don't know. Sometimes some people respond to that and they fire up because they live on the emotion of the game and maybe they're just down, so they need to kick up the backside. But I'm sure there'd be some regrettable things said in those sprays that people would take on, I reckon.
Yeah, my big one was with United. Alex Ferguson threw a boot at Beckham. Hit him in the half time and hit him on the eye with the boot. And the next year I think Beckham left.
Yeah.
So, and that's even, there was...
But look at Ronaldo. He's not getting the carpet laid out for him when he went back to Manchester United. Yes, he's been an amazing player, but I'm like, no player is bigger than the club.
Yeah. So, I don't know, that's a good one with the coaches and sort of coaching styles and translating being a good player into being a good coach. And like a lot of stuff, there's always people that have done it. And there's people that haven't. And I just think at the moment there's more players that have become, that aren't as good at coaching as they were in their playing careers. And I actually think there's a lot of players who weren't as successful and have become good coaches. And maybe that's because they knew they weren't successful. So they had to work really hard at, you know what, coaching's going to have to be my area. Because now you see coaches in the NBA, 34 years old, coaching head coach of a team. Do you know what I mean? That person probably, when they were 24, realized, I like this game, but coaching's my avenue. And I always, even my primary kids, I talk to them and I go, you don't have to be a player if you like your sport. If you really, really like your rugby league, you might think of looking into coaching or being an official or to keep yourself in the game. So there's lots of ways to get in it, and maybe that actually works out better for them. So let us know what you all think. Coaching techniques, is it sort of going the part of the sprays gone? People can't handle it anymore.
Are people too sensitive to take a yell?
People can't handle it anymore.
Yeah.
Can you give us an example of successful players that have been successful coaches? Don't say Steve Kerr, because we already
already stole that.
Can you give us nobodies, like my big nobody that became a successful coach, Jose Mourinho for my United
just think about almost all the All Blacks coaches.
Yeah, I've never seen them play. So What do you think out there? Let us know. Thank you for watching and listening, and we'll be back next week with our chalk and cheese.
Thank you.